All right, so the insurance industry, like at large, is something that it's a funny industry in this sense because everybody has insurance, health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, whatever. Everybody's got insurance policies that they have to pay premiums on. So people are worried about their premium payment going up, right? And so they're almost worried about an insurance company's bottom line in the sense that like, oh, we don't want to have too many claims because then we're all going to have to pay more money. So everybody has this fear that like, oh, like there was this big storm in the area and like, oh, everybody's insurance is going to go up, right? Which is like probably true. So it's like this weird industry where like if you look at like the profit returns from like the big insurance companies, Progressive, State Farm, Geico, whatever, you like go down the list of all the big name insurance companies, like go take a look at their quarterly returns that they're reporting to their shareholders. Like they're not doing so bad. You know what I mean? They're some of the most profitable companies in the world. Like Warren Buffett's involved in the insurance industry for a reason. It's because it's incredibly profitable. And the business model for insurance companies, they have a perverse incentive, which is they want to collect premiums that people are paying them to get the insurance policy and then find ways to wiggle out of paying claims. Because the more claims they have to pay on, the less profit they're going to be able to take in a given year or whatever, right? So there is an incredible need for like referees in the insurance industry to be like, what's reasonable and what's not. And like that reasonable is like a really squishy word that creates a need for lawyers. So like, I mean, in the simplest laws, you have somebody running a red light, right? And a cop sees you run a red light, you get a ticket. And if the cop's a witness to it, he'll show up at the hearing at some magistrate, right? Like some low-level court and testify that he witnessed you and he has all this training associated with being a cop and he'll back up all these statements and the magistrate will say, pay the ticket, right? Unless you have some other reason why, the cop was wrong, that's like legitimate, whatever. But these are like very cut and dry issues, right? When you start to get into like what's reasonable, right? Like let's say an insurance company denies a claim because they have some expert report that says like, no, actually the cause of this is something that's not covered. And you're like, but I have 20 experts that say it is covered and 10,000 pieces of paper that say like, no, this matches with the policy and coverage is appropriate here, right? And luckily for everybody, there's this hammer called bad faith that you can make insurance companies pay. They're basically like a punishment damages for acting this way. And that's like bad faith, meaning like they're acting against the interests of what they're guaranteeing in their insurance policy, right? So it's like a form of punishment that kind of helps control that outcome. But like the way that the public perception is on insurance premiums, because we all know that we need to have it, but we also like, you need to understand that like this is a contract between you and your insurer, like where a certain amount of money is guaranteed by the contract, right? And not filing a claim because you're like in this vague way, I don't want my premiums to go up, or I don't want to look weird if I have to sue so-and-so who hit me on the highway or whatever it is, right? And I think like go look at how profitable this industry is and you will not be scared for them anymore, right? Like that's kind of what you can do in order to understand like the level of this perverse incentive to be like, oh, concerned about premiums going up or whatever. Cause like they're trying to make money, of course, like that's what they're in the business of, but if they have to pay a claim, you know what I mean? They will. And, it shows like the need for lawyers in this industry, meaning like the referees.